Thank you, Mr. Brons. Η κυρία Bauer, παρακαλώ, για 2 λεπτά.
2 minutes, Mrs. Bauer, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Dear Commissioner, colleagues, it has been a tradition to make an inventory every year on the status of equal opportunities. And very often we're criticized by not saying anything new. Well, in fact, in the last year, not much has happened. Not much has changed, so we cannot report on major changes annually. The only novelty being that nothing has changed. Changes, however, have been started. Positive changes we may witness in general, but the rate of changes is not always the same, and the pace and the direction of changes is not the same. Neither can we statistically support and underpin these findings, because very often we have only interim statistics at hand or non-comprehensive statistics. We have the latest figures on the pay gap in front of us, which is from 2010. And it's not comprehensive either, because 2 member states' data are missing from the set. So we are somewhat imprecise in our calculations. One thing we have to point out when we're talking about the inequality between men and women, but this is a very multifaceted issue. Very often it is not a matter of differences between women and men, but rather issues about women who opt for maternity. And in case of pay gaps, this yields a very clear picture and is a major problem in society with much larger impacts than the actual differences in terms of money or figures. Very often we don't make use of the means we have at hand in European legislation, whereas often we may interfere into issues or areas where subsidiarity should prevail. I'd like to ask the Commissioner if you would plan to discuss in more detail the institutions responsible for equal opportunities. Very often they don't deliver.
That there is a question from you, from Mrs. Yakonsari. Is that correct?
Kyllä, kiitoksia.
Thank you so much. Like Mrs. Bauer, I'd like some new elements